Hi, my name is Daniel Rogers, and this is Module 1 for AEP 859. A little bit about me. I was born and raised in Dodge City, Kansas. Went to elementary, middle, and high school here in Dodge. And after I graduated, I went to Dodge City Community College for 1 year. Transferred to Fort Hays after that. Went there for 2 years before moving back to Dodge, where I was a substitute teacher and a timeout supervisor for 2 years. Following that, I kind of figured out what I wanted to do, and I went back to Wichita State and graduated with a Bachelor of Science in PE. And I began teaching at Ross Elementary here in Dodge in 2009, and I've been here ever since. So this is I'm going into my 12th year as a PE teacher. I've coached pretty much every sport there is: cross country, baseball, basketball, and football. A little bit about me personally. Some of my hobbies are fly fishing. That's probably my favorite thing to do. Right there's a picture of where I go in Colorado a couple times a year. I'm into sports big time, mainly Kansas teams, Kansas City Chiefs, Kansas City Royals, Kansas Jayhawks. Those are my favorites. I love music, dogs, and pretty much anything outdoors. Some academic activities in our school district here in Dodge City, USD 443, that I've seen or been a part of is we have forensics and debate. We have a science fair here at Ross. We have a program called Muffins for Math, where parents come in and they can sit with their kids and have a muffin and they work on math skills. We do the Book It Reading program, Jump Rope for Heart, which is an academic activity in PE, which we're a part of. We have a spelling bee, a scholars bowl, sports medicine program at the high school, student council, and a yearbook group. As far as the support from administration, from what I've seen, pretty much most administrators in this town highly support the activities, and they provide resources and funds where it's applicable and necessary. They also provide a lot of use of school facilities, and they promote the activities, whether it's through a website or any sort of way. My thoughts: I love these activities because they provide opportunities and outlets for students, and it can help them feel accepted and part of a group or team, which is always important. As an administrator, I would promote the activities a little bit more and try to recruit as many students as possible to get more involvement out of them. As far as the stakeholders, teachers, parents, and other key stakeholders, they love academic activities. They look at them as an opportunity for student growth as far as learning and social development. Non-academic activities in our district, you have everything from athletics to drama club, cheer, fellowship of Christian athletes, intramurals at different levels, middle school and high school level. See You at the Pole, the Outdoors Club, which is a high school club. We here at Ross have something called Global Day of Play, where the kids get to bring their favorite game, and they get to play it at school that day. Pep marching band, and we have a talent show here at Ross as well. Again, our administration supports these activities very well. They tend to provide a lot of publicity and recognition about the activities and those who are involved in it, and they will provide funding when they can. I'm a big fan of non-academic activities because I was and still am involved in those. They provide an outlet for some students as well as a sense of belonging, and that can give them, more feelings of self-worth and confidence. As an administrator, I would try to provide a little more support and recognition to some of the smaller clubs and teams just to encourage participation for more students. Most teachers, parents, and other key stakeholders are fans of non-academic activities, and they tend to be some of the biggest supporters because they know the positive effects it can have on their students. 10 things I gleaned from the resources. Non-academic skills are just as important to master if a student is to be successful in school. So things like time management, organization, those are just as important as their standardized tests that they're taking. Principals, teachers, and parents agree it is equally important to assess both academic and non-academic skills. However, non-academic skills tend to not be measured very well. And I've seen that at our school as well. We focus on social emotional learning, but I've never really seen how it's assessed. Many children, especially those who grow up in adversity, need additional help for non-academic development, such as how to deal with stress. And that's one thing we really focus on with our school, is trying to teach kids to help deal with their inner feelings and their inner emotions. Research supports that learning these skills helps students academically, improve school climate, and teaches them to become life ready. Non-academic barriers can impede upon a student's ability to learn because they don't allow the student to be engaged in the classroom. So like I was talking about earlier, things such as stress, that can cause a student's mind to not be focused on the situation at hand instead of focusing on what's stressing them out. Training educators to recognize non-academic barriers while providing tools and resources for students and parents trying to overcome them helps students achieve academically, socially, and emotionally. Students do worse in school when they have non-academic barriers, such as being physically and or emotionally unhealthy. They tend to miss more classes than others and engage in risky or antisocial behavior, as well as being able to concentrate less. A child's ability to socially interact with their peers has a major impact on how they progress in school. So again, teaching social interaction is a huge skill that we want all students to have. Non-academic skills may be a better predictor of success in life compared to standardized test scores, and I totally believe that, because having interpersonal skills is going to be just as important as learning your math skills. If academic standards are what the students must learn, certain non-academic skills will support how they learn. That kind of really hit me there. What I've seen my principal do and not do, I've seen her do a lot of things. She's highly involved with non-academic activities and academic activities, as well as focusing on knocking down those non-academic barriers that students have to deal with. She provides professional development about social emotional learning. She does a great job of building relationships with the families and gets to know them, which helps encourage those students to be more social and comfortable in the school setting. She has a club. Her and the counselor created a club a couple years ago called the Little Gentleman Club, where they're helping students who come from tough backgrounds kind of learn, basic manners and life skills. We have a mother-son game night, a father-daughter dance night. We have something called positive referrals, where we call kids out for doing things that are good and positive for the rest of the people. And we have also something called Star Students, where they put the picture up on a billboard of the students who have been doing things well for the week or the month or any sort of time. Not do, again, the only thing I've really seen us not do is assess those non-academic skills. I haven't seen how they're assessed, but everything else she does a great job of covering. This assignment correlates to the standard. The research definitely increased my content knowledge of how leadership impacts academic and non-academic activities and barriers. Leaders have to understand their students' barriers and needs so they can find ways to impact them positively. Providing support for the students will allow them to have success in both academic and non-academic programs. My key takeaways were that both academic and non-academic programs are extremely important to all stakeholders, although some programs receive much more attention than others. Non-academic barriers completely affect how much students can learn and focus in the classroom. Many schools now are focusing on these skills in hopes to help our students mentally and academically and socially. This activity will help improve my future educational leadership skills because I will focus on building those self-skills to help the students be able to overcome the non-academic barriers. Once we learn to control those, then the students can become more successful in the classroom, and I will also have tremendous support for both academic and non-academic programs because of how important they are to students and all stakeholders. And this is my reference page. And thank you for watching.